setting up any spontaneity here, right?
No, that's not
All right, welcome to our improvisation class, last class.
Oh,
I know you all are tearing up inside, but we'll try to make it exciting, and this is fun material. And it's a good chance to wrap up some of the physicality presentation stuff we've done, and to think about how we can use communication in our business environment, which is what we've done the whole quarter, but this is just hits you right in the face with how can we use this creative stuff in a different type of environment. So let's go ahead and get started with our improvisation materials. I've got some lecture type discussion. We'll make sure we're on the same page of what we can get out of improv and how we can use it in a business environment. Then we'll do some group exercises, and then we'll do some more exciting improv exercises. And we won't be here the whole time. We'll try to finish up a little bit early and wrap up. So let's start with a couple of basic definitions, make sure we're on the same page. Improvisation. What is improvisation? Let's see if we can get an answer to that. What are we doing today? What is improvisation? Vanessa.
I would say impromptu reactions to different scenarios.
Okay, impromptu reactions to different scenarios. And specifically when we do it in a theatrical type of setting, we're just going to impromptu. We're going to make up these little funny scenes. And we'll talk about how we can do that in a minute. But first, or the next question I want to ask is why are we doing that? Why are we in a business class going to study this impromptu acting style?
To train yourself to think on your feet.
Yeah, right. We need flexibility, spontaneity. That's important in a business environment, right? You don't want to be the person who just doesn't get the new system, who can't change, who can't adapt quickly to a new environment. Good. What else?
It's important for negotiations.
Yes. Think on your feet,
Yeah.
negotiations. Yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely. What else?
Interviewing.
Interviewing?
Because you never
Sure.
know what question they might ask you.
Okay, good, yeah. This is all maybe falling under the spontaneity, flexibility. Are there some other things? Jim?
I think having a sense of humor can help.
A sense of humor? Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Especially if you have a sense of humor about the material, about the thing that you're talking about, or the subject matter rather. Yeah, so you can think creatively about that subject matter. Good. Other ideas? Feel free to look on the slides and maybe give your thought on that stuff. I think I've got the second one. We've already talked about spontaneity and flexibility. How about this listening and teamwork skills? What do you think about that? You'll find that in these improv scenes, you need to listen very carefully to your scene partners. You can't do a whole scene by yourself. You'll be talking and be like, I don't know what comes next. All right, I hope my partner has something to say. Now, your partner may not have a clear, obvious idea, or it's immediately apparent to you how valuable that is, but still you want to listen to it. You want to respond to whatever they say, and you want to take that scene somewhere. And you'll see some examples of that, where if you don't listen to your partner, the scene just gets confusing and stops or slows down. But if you do listen to your partner, then it goes into an interesting direction, and we get to see a dynamic interplay between you and the other performers, and it's fun for us, and it goes somewhere you didn't expect. Same thing can be true in a business environment. If you're sitting in a meeting, and someone says something, and it's not immediately obvious to you that that's valuable, and you say, I don't want to listen to it, or no, or just zone it out, then the conversation stops. But if you listen, if you expand on their idea, you give it a chance, sometimes you can find that that's a useful idea that you might end up implementing, might end up having some very important business value. So listening.
So you're saying listening is part of improv?
Yeah. So just like I mentioned with the improv scenes, that you can't do the scene by yourself. So your partner is going to have an idea, hopefully. And if you say, I don't like that idea, I'm not going to listen to it, then you're just going to end up doing the scene by yourself and you're going to run out of things to say. But if you listen to an idea that wasn't obviously, that didn't have an obvious importance to you when you first heard it, then it could go somewhere interesting. And again, same thing in a business environment. You don't want to shut down ideas. You want to find a space where you can listen to them. Go somewhere with it. All right. Creativity, problem-solving skills. Sure, creativity just means thinking of something new. Thinking of a new way to solve a problem. Think outside the box. Important in a business environment. Managers, co-workers, they're going to like that quality in you if you bring it to the business world. And in improv, some of the exercises are designed to be a little complicated and or throw you off your game, and it's fun for the audience to watch you struggle with these complex ideas for a minute, and they're waiting to see how is this person going to creatively solve this problem. All right, we said, we gave him X, we gave him Y, how is he going to make this a good story? So that's the challenge creativity-wise in an improv scene, and you still want to bring that same type of same type of creativity and problem-solving skills to a business environment. And then lastly, it's just a good chance to practice some public speaking stuff. Get over your fear of being out there in front of people and being silly. So that's why we're doing it. It has become fairly popular in the business world these days. So I'll try to bring some of the good stuff that relates to business and the fun stuff in improv to this next hour and a half or so. So next question. How do we do improv? Have you come up and do a scene? How are you going to make up those lines? How is it going to come to you? Does anyone have any ideas on how that's going to happen? Does anyone think that's not going to happen? You're not going to be able to think of anything to say? I guess we'll start with either of those questions. Is anyone afraid you're not going to have anything to say? You're not going to know how to do an improv scene? Maybe a little bit? All right. Well, let me tell you, I think as you sit here right now, you have all the skills you need to be a great improv performer. And the two things I think you need, one, a very vivid imagination, and two, a good understanding of storytelling techniques. Now, I will tell you, not just because I know you from the last 8 weeks, but because everyone has it, you have a very vivid imagination right now. You just may not use it very often. Secondly, you have a very profound understanding of storytelling techniques. You just may not have thought of that, you may not realize it. So let's look at each of those one at a time. First, very vivid imagination. Let me give you a couple of examples, maybe you can give me some examples. Have any of you ever daydreamed about winning the lottery? All right, when you think about winning the lottery, what do you think about? What sort of story happens in your mind? Priya.
I'll become rich.
You become rich, all right? You think about what you're going to do with that money?
Not really, not at that moment.
Okay.
You'll probably think about it after you have the money.
Okay, does anyone think about what they're going to do with the money before they get rich? All right, what do you think about, Levy? What goes through your mind when I tell you you're going to be a billionaire?
Yeah, I'm going to buy this private island,
Yes?
and then I'm going to have exotic animals on there.
Yes? Yes.
Elephants,
All right.
lions,
Okay.
giraffe. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I think the exciting thing about a lottery is you can think about all the things you're going to buy, think about what you're going to do tomorrow when you call in, tell your boss you quit. This whole story can happen in your head very, very quickly. And it's just a matter of, in terms of improv, letting that story flow, letting those ideas come to you, and fitting them into this scene. Let me give you another example where you may have used your imagination. You don't have to answer this, just think about it in your head. Have any of you ever been out on a blind date? If you have, maybe you've concocted a whole story in your head prior to that experience, thinking of all the terrible things that might happen. Or maybe on the other hand, you're thinking of all the great things that might happen with this date. The nervousness, the anxiety, maybe brings that sense of, gosh, I can think of all these different possibilities. You create a whole novel in your head, truly, just by having that idea. Can anyone think of another example? Another time they might use their vivid imagination to remind, so we can remind ourselves how creative we are? Priya?
When you're going for an interview and you don't know what the interviewer, how is it going to be, and what kind of questions you may get, what kind of end result you will have.
Yes, okay, so imagining yourself in your next step in your career, that may come to your mind. Imagining all the things the interviewer could ask you. And sometimes the interview is often not as bad as you think it's going to be. You get asked very easy questions, simple questions, where you're like, my mind was just wandering about all these things that could have happened. So another great example. So, vivid imagination, you've got it. It's just a matter of bringing it to these exercises. The next thing I told you all had was a very profound understanding of storytelling techniques. Over your lives, you've seen hundreds, perhaps thousands of stories, heard thousands of stories, seen many movies, read books, heard these anecdotes. You have an understanding of what makes a good story. And when you walk out of a movie and you really liked it, you probably have some ideas. Like, I really loved that character. I loved the way the suspense was created. Similarly, if you didn't like that movie or didn't like reading that book, you understand why. You say, that character just wasn't believable. The plot wasn't consistent. The suspense didn't teach me anything. So, with your vivid imagination and your profound understanding of storytelling techniques, you can create a story on the spot. And you can create a story that you have an idea of, and you can qualify, or you can critique in terms of whether or not it's a good story. Does that make sense? So, let me move on to a couple of techniques we can use to draw that out of you. There are 3 techniques I want to go over. And that's going to be essentially all I think you need to start the improv exercises. Offer, accept, build story. First one, offer. Does anyone know what offer was? That in maybe the reading material I asked you to read? Does someone know what it is? All right, offer means you suggest ideas. So if I'm standing up here with a scene partner, and I need to start the scene, I'm going to throw out an idea. I'm going to say, hey, sure is nice out at the beach here, isn't it? That's an idea. We're at the beach. It's nice out. Now we can begin some sort of dialogue about that. Offer. It could be anything. I could say, gosh, those sharks look scary over there, don't they? I've thrown out an offer. We're facing some sharks. We're in a potentially scary environment. Offer. That's the first thing. Essential to starting the scene. The second thing is accept. So when I suggest to my scene partner that it's really nice to be out at this beach, my scene partner is going to accept that offer and say, yeah, it's great to be out on the beach, and it's also, fun to be away from that crazy professor. And I'm glad we got a chance to get out of business school and come to the beach. My partner's going to accept the fact that we're at a beach. My partner is not going to say, what are you talking about? We're not at a beach. We're in a cave. It becomes an argument about what our reality is, which can be fun for a minute, but it's not going to create the kind of scenes that we want. It's not going to create the kind of dynamic interplay that we want for improvisation. So accept. You want to accept the offers that are made and build on that, drive the scene forward. Those 2 things make sense? Okay, the last is build story. I mentioned earlier you all have a profound understanding of storytelling techniques. Let me remind you of a couple of things that you already know. Or 2 things. One, stories have continuity and stories have consistency. So we don't start at the beach and then all of a sudden we're on the moon looking at the stars in a spaceship without an explanation of how we got there. There's got to be a continuity. You need to explain the steps to your audience. If you were watching that story, you would say, that's not a good story because I didn't understand how they got from point A to point B. So you want to give that continuity to your audience, and you want to make sure the steps make sense. The other thing is consistency. You may have walked out of a movie saying, the characters weren't really consistent. They kept changing who they were. They forgot about the introduction point. They forgot about that crazy, that crazy whatever thing that they discussed in the beginning and they didn't come back to it, they weren't consistent. So if I've established that I'm someone who is terrified of sharks, I'm not going to all of a sudden start loving sharks without explaining why. So, two things you already know about stories: continuity and consistency. Does that make sense? All right. So I think you've got the tools you need to start some improv stuff. You've got a great imagination, you're understanding storytelling techniques, you know 3 basic building blocks of improv: make offers, accept those offers, and build the story as you know how. So we're going to start with a couple of exercises we've done before. I'm going to ask you to think about how those relate to the improv stuff we've just discussed. So let's, everyone come up and let's get back in our circle from whenever it was the last time we did that. Alright, this will be a good warm-up and a good chance to think about some improv stuff. We're going to do a couple rounds of zip, zap, zoom. Does everyone remember how that works?
Yeah.
I'll do a quick explanation. You do the zip, pass the energy around. Anyone at any point can reverse direction by saying zap. And if you get zapped, you have to go back to zip in the other direction. Or you could go to zoom, because anyone at any point can zoom across the circle as long as the person is not right next to you. Now, before we begin this, let me ask you, what of those 3 things I mentioned, offer, accept, build, story, which of those 3 are being incorporated into this exercise?
I think offer and accept.
Offer and accept, all right? You've got to be ready for what your partners offer. You've got to accept, and you've got to take that to the next level. And you could almost even call it a story that you're building. Make sense? All right, so let's start. Loosen up. All right, start us off for us, Jared. Start us off.
Yep.
Zip.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zip, zap.
Is that a diagonal? This is
Zip. So what happened?
He's zapped to someone across the circle. He needs to zoom if he's going to go across the circle. Yes. Okay.
Are you in the game too?
No, I don't want to be in the game. All right, and let's remember use some physicality in this exercise. Good engagement. All right, start us off, John. Zip.
Zip.
Yeah.
Zip.
Yeah.
Zip. Zip. Zoom. Zip. Zap. Zap. No. Zip. Can I be zapped back to you? No.
What happened? She zapped back to you?
But I don't know why I zapped off to the zoom.
It was going this way. I zapped.
No, but you gotta zoom. You gotta zap. You gotta zoom to you.
No, I wouldn't zoom after I got zoomed.
No, you got zoom, but you zapped after you got
No,
zoomed.
she didn't. I didn't.
He zoomed you.
She zoomed. No,
Yeah, so
no.
you zip or zap after zoom.
Yeah, if you get zoomed, you have to zip one way or
She
the other.
didn't get zoomed. No, she zoomed me.
Yeah, you have to zip after zoom. You can't zap after zoom.
Oh, okay.
Start us off, Vanessa.
Alright. Zip. 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 Zip.
Yeah.
Zip. 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 Zip.
Zip. Zap.
Yeah.
Zip.
Zip. Zoom.
Zoom.
So,
You did zoom again. Like, can you do for zoom?
oh yeah, no, you
Yeah,
can zoom
yeah,
back.
exactly.
All right, let me back in the circle. Look at some engagement. All right, look at the way Levy is positioned. He's like ready to play football. All right, ready to like do some sort of action sport. All right, let's be ready to offer and accept and build some sort of funny story.
Zap.
Yeah.
Zip.
Okay. So you have to if you're gonna zap and change direction, you have to zap. Zip is going in the same direction. All right,
Could you
start
zap
zap.
after you being zapped?
Yes.
You could zap.
Actually, no, you can't because then it would be zap, 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 zap.
You cannot do 2 zaps consecutively and zooms consecutively.
Yes. All right, start us off second.
Zip.
Zip.
Zip. Zap.
Yeah.
Zip.
Zoom.
Zip.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Zip. Okay. Go for it.
Zip.
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 Zip. Zoom. Ah. I had
No,
to
that's
zip.
fine.
That was it.
Yeah.
Zip. Zip.
Zip.
Zoom.
Zip.
Zip. Zip.
Zap.
Zip. Zip.
Zip. Zip.
Zip. Zoom.
zip, good, all right, good. So it takes a lot of focus, all right, to think about what am I gonna do and be clear about who you're giving the Zoom to. Be clear about what you're communicating. Does that make sense now? All right, start us off now.
Zip.
Yeah.
Zip.
Pin in the knee now.
Zip.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Zap.
Zip.
Zap.
Use it.
Zap. Zip. Zip. Zip.
Zip.
Zip. Zoom.
Zip.
Zip.
Zap.
All right, gotta be ready in case you get Zoom.
Zoom.
Zip.
Oh, zip. Sorry.
We did pretty. That's pretty good.
Zip. 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 Zoom.
Zip. Zip.
Yeah.
Zip. Zoom. Oh.
Oh, okay. All right. So we remember how to play the game. All right, we're not going to do an elimination round, but let's just see how long we can keep it going without anyone making a mistake. All right, the stakes are high. We don't want any mistakes here, so we want everyone ready, engaged, ready to offer.
All
accept.
zip.
Stand up.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Zip.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Zip. Zip. Zip.
Zap.
Zip. Zip. Ah. Should have been zap.
All right, one more time for this. All right, this is it. Go. Start us off.
Okay. Zip. Zip.
Zip.
Zip. Zoom. Zip.
Zap.
Yeah.
Zip. Zip.
Zip.
Zap.
Zip.
Zip. Zip. Zap. Zip.
Zip. Zoom.
Zip.
Zip. Zip. Zip. Zip. Zip. Zap.
All right, give yourselves a hand. You see, we were doing some offering and accepting there, and we're really paying attention to what's going on. And you had to focus, right? Focus on your scene partners. Good. Remember that play ball exercise where we picked up an imaginary ball and we threw it around the circle? All right, let's do that a little bit. But first, which of those three components are contained in this exercise in terms of the offer, accept, build, a store?
All three.
Yeah, all three. Tell me about each of them.
I mean, if you are offering, you're throwing the ball. If you're accepting, you're catching the ball. And depending on how you catch the ball, tells the story.
Yes, tell me more about the offer, though. You're saying I'm just throwing you a ball, that's the offer? Or is there more contained in my offer?
I think it's more contained in continuity or consistency by catching and throwing the same size ball.
That's what I'm going for. The same size ball. So if I give you a really small ball, that's an offer. All right, if I give you a really big ball, I'm offering. I'm like, this is a really big ball, or this is a really heavy ball. That's my offer. All right, and you want to accept that offer by catching the same ball that I throw you. All right, start us off, Colin. Pick up a ball and let's throw it around. Good. Yeah. There we go. Here we go. There we go. There it is. All right, two people made the accepting. Oh, good accepting. Good. Oh, wow. Right in the face. My God. All right, good. Oh, okay. All right, good. Give yourselves a hand. Excellent. What am I gonna do next?
I'm confused. How did the ball change from heavy to light?
Well, how they change from small to large.
No, I blew it up.
You blow it up. Yeah. But the weight shouldn't change. Okay. We need to blow it up.
Well, as long if you offer a heavy ball, you can have whatever explanation you want. Just the point is you're clearly offering that this is a heavy ball. But to your point, there should be some reason, like blowing it up. I mean, how did anyone deal with that story aspect of making the ball heavier? Anyone who did anything with that? Maybe it just became heavier and was kind of magic and we took it for magic?
Yeah.
I guess that was okay. I mean, that seemed to work with the theme of our story. So I'm okay with that. Okay, this next one is called knife toss. You have to very carefully pay attention as we toss a couple imaginary knives back and forth at each other. So one person is going to start by tossing a knife. The person they toss it to is going to catch it. When you catch it with both hands and say, ha! All right, so I'm going to throw a knife at Vanessa.
Ha.
Yeah. Ha. Okay, and then you're going to take that knife and you're going to throw it to someone else. And they're going to catch it with both hands and say, ha. Ooh. Careful with that.
Ha.
Ha. You know, you just spread out.
Ha.
Good. I'm going to add another knife. Keep that knife going, Helen. I'm going to add another knife.
Ha.
All right.
Jerry, I just You have enough.
Careful with that.
Ha. How many on?
It's 3 knives.
Ha. Oh. Ha.
Oh, got 2 knives. Got 2 knives. All right, good. You're still there. Excellent. Similar required level of concentration for that. This next exercise we're going to do, we'll stay in our circle. It's called mind melt. We want to think about connecting with partners, think about being on the same page. And this is just a really fun exercise in general. How it works is we're going to start by essentially passing an idea around, and we want to try to come together and create the same idea. So Jerry and I, on the count of 3, are going to say a word, and we hope that it's the same word. All right? Make sense?
Yeah.
All right? Now, it probably is not going to be the same word the first time, but we're going to think about those 2 words, and we're going to keep going around the circle. Then Jerry and Frank are going to go, and they're going to think about how were those 2 words related? What could I say that would be the logical next step? What would be the one word that this person is going to say? All right, and how logistically it works, when you're ready with your word, you put your hands up like this, and when you see us with our hands up, the rest of the circle will go 1, 2, 3, go. And then when you say go, we'll say our word. Does that make sense? Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? When you're ready, just put your hands up, and the rest of the circle go.
1, 2, 3.
Glasses. Okay, so glasses and 2. Now, you can't say the same word. All right, so you and Frank are going to do, when you're ready, put your hands up and we'll go 1, 2, 3, go.
This is random words. Like, yeah.
Glasses and 2. Well, let's see what we come up with.
She was in what?
Let's go. Just go. When you're ready with your word, put your hands up.
1, 2, 3, go.
Black 3.
All right, black 3. We got glasses 2, black 3. All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
4.
White.
Oh.
4 white. Okay.
4 white.
Okay. Good. So we've got some themes developing. We're not quite at the same person doing the same theme, but we'll see if we can get there. All right.
1, 2, 3, go.
Numbers.
All right, and actually, let's make a correction. So 1, 2, 3. Don't say anything. And then we get to 1, 2, 3, say the word so we can hear the person say it. All right, and what were the words?
5.
Numbers.
5 and numbers, okay. All right, so when you're ready, hands up. 1, 2, 3.
Mess.
6 mess.
1, 2, 3.
Calculator.
What?
Square.
I would consider.
Calculator.
Calculator square? Okay, calculator square, okay. Dang, I'm great. 1, 2, 3.
Wrong.
Weather.
What were the words?
I said wrong.
I said weather. What was your word?
Round, weather?
Round or weather?
Round weather, okay, okay.
Did you say round?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
School.
Thanks, Priya.
No, I said school and she said school.
1, 2, 3.
Girls. Classroom.
Girls' bathroom, okay.
You say bathroom?
Yeah.
Classroom.
Oh,
Classroom.
girls, classroom.
And girls.
Alright. So what sort of topic are we zeroing in on? What would be one word that might sum up where we're at right now with those 2 words?
School.
Okay, you can't say school. And you can't repeat anything that's been said so far. When you're ready with your words, go ahead and put your hands up. 1, 2, 3.
Boys.
What
Boys
did you
what?
say?
Alumni.
A boys alumni, okay, good. One, 2, 3.
Rutgers.
Sorry, networking.
What did you say?
Rutgers.
Rutgers networking, okay,
Yeah.
good.
1,
2, 3.
Program. Job search.
Program job search, okay. 1, 2, 3. Diploma. Academy.
What was yours, Justin?
Academy.
Diploma Academy, okay.
1, 2, 3.
College.
What was that?
College textbook.
One, two, three.
Book.
Blackboard.
Blackboard and book.
Book and blackboard?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we're getting there, kind of, maybe, those could have possibly been the same. 1, 2, 3.
Graduate. Eraser.
Graduate eraser, okay. One, 2, 3.
Transcript. Transcript.
What did they say?
Transcript.
Transfer and professional. Okay. Transcript and professional.
One, two, three.
Career.
Professor career, okay. Now, what one word would sum up those 2? Professor career. One, 2, 3.
Helpful.
Dean and what?
Helpful.
Helpful, okay. Helpful dean. The helpful dean. One, 2, 3.
Publication.
You,
Publication.
complication and
Publication.
publication and
Useless.
useless.
Useful.
Useless? Okay. Alright, so the helpful dean went to useless, okay. Useless publication. Useless, I feel like we may, we may be onto something. Useless publication is where we're at with our topic. How can we sum that up in one word? 1, 2, 3.
Business.
Lawsuit business. Okay. One, two, three.
Enron.
Classroom what?
Enron.
Enron.
Enron, okay.
What's yours here?
Classroom, Enron. One, two, three.
Ethics.
Chair.
Ethics what?
Chair.
Ethics chairs. Okay. Ethics chairs.
Cheers.
Only one more.
Yeah, one more. Just get an idea, go with it. You know, if it doesn't work, then we'll just keep going. We're fun.
Forgot my word.
Ethics chairs. One, two, three.
Morals.
Company.
Morals company. Okay, nice. Yeah, if you're ready, just put your hands up. One, two, three.
Integrity. Integrity.
Organization integrity. Organization integrity. What's the one topic we're on now? One, two, three.
Charity.
Mission.
Charity mission.
Change.
One, two, three, four.
Salvation.
Salvation. Philanthropy.
One, two, three.
Responsibility. Goodwill, responsibility.
I thought you guys were gonna go with
Yeah, I actually thought the same thing.
I thought you were smart.
That's our salvation.
One, two, three.
Citizen. Donate, citizen. That was a good one. I should have thought of donate. One, two, three.
Money.
What?
Charity money. And I think we had already said, technically we had already said charity.
Can you repeat words?
Can I repeat words?
Can you do that again?
It was going. Charity money.
Charity and money?
Yep, charity and money.
I can't remember what was said.
Charity or
Charity
like,
money.
Oh.
Yeah, well, the important ones are charity and money. The other ones can inform us a little bit,
Okay.
but charity and money, I think, is the topic.
No, she's trying, what she's trying to say.
Oh, got it. Got it. If you make a mistake, in something that we've already said before. But the chances of that being the mind meld are gonna be low, because the other person is probably gonna remember that that word's already been said, so. Church subsidy, okay. I have an idea. It always makes it harder on the person whose turn it is. When someone else says, ooh. Church subsidy. One, two, three.
Foundation.
Foundation taxes. Yes, okay. The one I thought it was still in play. Foundation taxes.
I saw a big human opportunity.
Foundation taxes. Whenever you're ready, just if you're ready, win-win, just put your hands up.
One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Hot.
CFO and what?
Hot.
Hot. Hot, H-O-T? Okay. CFO and hot, a hot CFO. One, two, three.
Office.
Did you say
Audit.
Office audit. Office audit. Okay. All right. One,
One,
two, three.
Global.
Fraudulent.
Fraudulent.
Global.
Global project. Okay. One, two, three.
Deloitte.
Or Deloitte. All right, you guys wanna keep going?
No, yeah, 'cause I'm gonna wait to solve this.
Okay. All right, I'm up for keep going. Get this done. We can do it.
Just pay attention.
Okay. Good. One, two, three.
Client.
Bailout client.
Okay, ready?
No.
What do you have?
And eyes on.
One, two, three.
Internal.
Internal what?
Government.
Internal government. Okay. Internal government. One, two, three.
Revenue.
Tax.
Revenue tax. Okay. Revenue tax.
Yeah, we said tax.
We said taxes.
Tax has already been said.
That's fine. Revenue tax. One, two, three.
Income.
Income scams. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not ready.
Take time, take time. Income scam.
Shot myself in the foot.
Not bad in work.
What was your
I
question?
actually,
You got it?
yeah,
You
I
got it?
actually followed. I was like, service, come on, somebody.
Ooh, oh, I didn't see it, good. We're in income scams. Okay. Income scams.
Well, we already had fraudulent claims, so fraud is out, I guess.
I guess since you just said I guess if you fraud, I would have gone, I would have accepted fraud. We've already said fraudulent, I would say fraud is different.
Okay. Alright, well,
But I would have said fraud just then. Income scams, can't say fraud or fraudulent. 1, 2, 3.
dishonest.
1, 2, 3.
Evasion. Evasion and cheating.
No, evasion. Yeah.
One, two, three.
Crime.
Oh.
Crime, Switzerland.
Okay, guys. Hold on. Crime in Switzerland.
One, two, three.
Tax haven.
Tax evasion sentence.
Tax haven.
Tax haven sentence.
One, two, three.
Judge.
Josh and what?
Jail.
Judge in jail.
Okay.
Okay. Judge in jail. One, two, three.
Lawyer.
Lawyer, court.
Yeah.
Okay. One, two, three.
Prisoner.
Theft and prisoner.
Prisoner.
Theft in prison. Okay. Theft. Death, like die. Okay. Die in prison. Death in prison.
So it's over.
What's that?
I think it's over.
No, I have
No,
one more.
there's a good one.
Death
I
in
have
prison.
one more.
There's tons of legal terms.
Yes.
Death in prison. One, two, three.
Appeal.
Appeal and what? Family? Okay. All right, let's try one more round. See if we can get back to Yang and solve this.
1,
2, 3.
Red hearing.
Sentence.
Red-
Red hearing.
Red herring in sentence? Okay.
What was that?
Red
Hearing.
Red herring is like, what is a red herring? It's,
Like review the case.
It's a distraction.
yeah, it's a distraction that's not real, that's not the real problem. Is that it? Is that a red herring? Like that's a red smoke screen, exactly. Red herring is like smoke screen.
And what was your word? Sentence.
Smoke screen sentence.
One,
Two,
two,
three.
Unfair.
Unfair jury.
unfair and jury.
Unfair jury.
Jury. The people who decide.
federal.
No. Regulation.
Okay.
Federal regulation.
Ready? Let's go. Anyway. 1,
2, 3.
Bureau.
State.
Okay, bureau and stay.
State.
Stay,
Come on,
stay.
guys, you have
Alright,
this.
now, yeah, alright.
Now let's see.
Alright, okay, fine, go. Okay, whatever, it's your turn.
Got it.
We got bureau and state. 1, 2, 3.
Confederacy.
Criminal confederacy. Confederacy.
Confederacy.
Okay, criminal confederacy.
That's hilarious.
Oh, sorry.
Pretty cool.
1, 2, 3.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Rebel conspiracy.
One, two, three.
South.
Wait, what?
South. Treason. South. Treason. South. Treason.
Sounds like the direction.
South, well, south, like the south part of the country.
Okay.
South and treason.
1,
2, 3.
Civil.
Civil and north.
Good one here.
Oh, that's a good one.
Civil and north.
Come on, guys. History of the US. 1, 2, 3.
West. Union.
You got it.
Union and
West.
west?
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Okay,
Pay attention to the pattern.
Yeah.
Not
West.
this. Not.
Only one is
But it
left.
was interesting, west, like Frank just thought we were doing different directions.
Yeah.
But so interpreting the meaning of what your scene partners are doing is important.
Yeah.
And also another good takeaway from this is you're like engaged in it. You're like, oh, but do this and think of this funny idea that will make the scene interesting, kind of thing. All right, so we've got, let's 1, 2, 3 till we get to Yang. See if we can get it. So we're at West and what?
Union.
West and Union. Okay. One, two, three.
Cal-
East and East and what? California. East California. Okay, East California.
There's an answer to this one also.
Yes.
East California. One, two, three.
Vegas.
Vegas, water,
Why? Why? The drinker.
water,
Wine.
The wine.
wine.
Vegas
Oh,
wine.
East California, there's wine. Yeah, so wine and Vegas. Wine and Vegas. When have you ever been to Vegas?
One, two, three.
Casino.
Party.
Party casino. All right. All right. Party casino.
three.
Trump.
Trump
Trump and travel.
travel?
Yeah.
Trump and travel. Okay, all right, last one.
Oh, I.
Good? Trump and travel.
Come on, guys. This could be done. 1, 2, 3.
Airlines.
Was it say debate?
What is
Base.
it?
I said debate.
Debate. Oh, I said airlines.
Debate. All right, good. Give yourself. I think that was fun, and there were some valuable takeaways. You're engaged, you're trying to figure out what your partner might be thinking, you're trying to figure out what sort of story is being created. The point I brought up with Frank, are you talking about directions? Are you talking about a plot that means, or what that actually means? Yeah, and as you're watching, you're like, ooh. I think you'll experience that same thing when you watch improv scenes. Like, I know a great way you could take the scene. It gets that creativity flowing. So even though we didn't quite melt the minds, I think that was a useful exercise. Great, so the next exercise we're going to do is called No, Yes But, Yes And. We are going to pair up, we're going to roam around a little bit, get the blood flowing. And when I say so, when I give you the cue, you're going to pick a partner nearest to you. And with that partner, you are going to plan a party. And I'm going to tell you what kind of party. I might say a birthday party, I might say a bachelor party, I'll just give you the information. And then you are going to plan this party with your partner. And you're going to take turns making suggestions about what this party will entail. Now, it's going to work, we're going to do it 3 times. The first time, when you make a suggestion, your partner is going to respond with no. Alright, so I'm going to make a suggestion to Vanessa, she's going to respond with no, and then she's going to make a suggestion. And I'm going to respond with no, and then I'm going to make a suggestion. And then she's going to respond to my suggestion with no, and then I'm going to make a suggestion. And we're going to do that 4 or 5 times. Alright? And then we will change it up. We're going to have that first initial response be a little bit different, and we're going to see how that helps or hurts our party planning. Okay? Alright, so good, you've been standing a while, let's walk around here in our little space for a minute.
Basically, stand next to who you want to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, who you might want to plan a party with. Alright, so go ahead and gravitate to the person nearest to you. And does everyone have a partner?
Yes.
Everyone has a partner? Alright, Eric and I will be partners. Alright, let's plan your best friend's birthday party. And one person will start, and the person who hears their suggestion will start with no and have their own suggestion. So let's plan your best friend's birthday party with those parameters. Go.
So let's have a bunch of balloons.
No, I don't think my friend likes balloons, so I think he likes soccer, so maybe we can invite some friends to come and watch some soccer.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be into watching soccer at this party. Why don't we get like some poker dealers and have kind of a casino night type thing?
Well, it's very difficult for people to join our casino game, I think. So I suggest we invite some friends to sing some.
I don't think it's more really a song party. What if we get a twister game? We set up a twister game. That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
No, I don't think so. There's tons of booze and just get
Okay, go ahead and wrap up this party planning exercise. Sort of conclude and say goodbye. And start your free range roam again.
Scott, can I
Alright, so
it looks like we're gonna end up together.
I'm thinking.
So get different partner.
All right, find a new partner. All right, new partner closest to you. All right, and start planning this party. Now, the starting response, instead of no, is going to be yes, but. So you're going to say, let's have some balloons, and your partner's going to say, yes, but, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to say yes, but back to your partner as you continue planning this party. All right, so let's plan your little brother's graduation party from high school.
Does anybody not have a partner?
All right, need a partner? All right, okay.
How old is this kid?
High school, so that's like 17, 18?
18.
Yeah, 18. 18.
All right.
So I'm thinking for this party, since he's going to be 18, we get some.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you suggest?
So I suggest yes, but the games, whatever games we play, we have to make sure they're fun games, not like boring games that any young kid is turning 18, so wants to have a lot of adult fun.
But I just don't think it's in the right
No, the game's not just being adult oriented.
It's outside maybe the weather is not good,
Yes, but we may need
so
we should probably get something more substantial.
Yes.
Yes.
So I recommend that we hold the party outside.
Okay, but how about when the party calms down and his parents are here, we turn it into a more wild party?
Check the weather forecast.
Yeah, so we should
And if you call the outside.
Okay, wrap up your party planning and move on. Wrap up your party and move on, just shake it out.
Okay, last one, okay.
Shake the shoulders there, got a lot of great ideas. All right, go ahead and find a new partner and let's plan this party. Now you're going to start each response with yes and. So let's plan your best friend's bachelor party. Yes and. All right. So let's go to Vegas. Watch a game later.
Yes.
Yes, we can watch the shows and we can see the Lion King. Yes, and some hotels, and let's see if they can get a discount because it's his birthday and send some money drinks up to him.
Yes, both of those things?
We also should
Yes, okay. We can have cupcakes, we can have all the sweets you want, ever desire, and let's have a bunch of Ben and Jerry's.
Yes.
Sprinkles and whipped cream.
Yes, and the way
And M&M's. Little chocolate sauce.
40 of us.
Yes. We'll get like some of those Pepto-Bismol type things.
Yes.
Okay. Good, wrap up the party planning. Good, and shake that off. Alright, good. Alright, so how was that party planning? Which of those three scenarios made the party planning the most effective?
Effective?
The last one? Alright, so so in terms of effective, alright, I hear the tone in your voice, Levy, we'll discuss that in a minute, what I mean by effective. Is there something else? But effective. So we got one vote for effective with yes and. Why? Somebody else want to help us out? Why was
I think yes and N was more effective because we were both agreeing to each other. But we're not contradicting. Like the yes and but was like, yes, but I have a different idea.
okay?
You know.
So how did that yes but affect your party plan?
I mean, we did pretty good, but then we were kind of bringing up new ideas. Like you were saying something, I was bringing in a new thing. But here, like we were kind of agreeing to each other and then moving on to the next step.
Oh, okay,
So
good.
for any planning, you know, you need to agree to the first step and then only move on to the next step. So it was more logical.
So more logical, and I imagine you accomplished a lot more in terms of making an actual plan,
Yeah,
right? With the
exactly.
no, what was the no? How was that for planning? Did that work well?
It was very awkward.
It was like nothing is going to happen.
Nothing is gonna
We are
happen.
only going to be enemies.
Alright, nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna hate the person you're planning with, and it's hard. You have to reload each time. You have to think of it. Alright, another idea. Okay, another idea. So it's cognitively difficult. No fun party, and you're gonna walk around with animosity every time you see this person you're making a plan with. Alright, so the no is very problematic. Yes, but there was some contradiction going on that Priya mentioned. Let's talk about the yes, but. Any other things you want to share with the yes, but?
It just seemed really passive aggressive to me. Like, yeah.
Yes, but the Uber,
Yeah,
the taxi.
So-
Yes, Vanessa and I ended up planning. We went from a limo to the graduation party to a rental truck, and then an Uber. But the Uber guys may shoot everybody.
Yeah, so we ended up with a church van with a banner.
Church man. It's like, Josh.
Yes, but kind of brought us into specifics, whereas yes and kind of just made things more and more elaborate.
Okay, yeah. So there is some redeeming qualities, and I've heard this before, I thought about this, that yes but does sometimes help, but yes and brings you more ideas that you can work with. And what I like to say is the yes and gives you all sorts of ideas, you can create those ideas and then narrow them down as necessary. And if you can create a space where it's safe to present all those ideas, then you have something to work with. Do you have someone's our hand? Yes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was gonna agree with Josh there, in the fact that yes and sort of it seems agreeable to both parties, but you end up with a form of one-upmanship. You're just coming up with new and more outrageous ideas, regardless how unrealistic it is.
Okay.
But yes, but is useful because it a little bit besides the passive aggressive part, you're sort of forced to shape the realism or shape your ideas because you're subconsciously forced to think along the lines of the previous person.
Yeah.
So keep some things in check.
Okay, good. So, like I mentioned, I like to start with yes and then think about a way to shape it. And if you can use yes but, just like the Jingmin, just like his point, then that's one way to effectively shape it. Any other comments before we move on? All right, I think our next exercise, and we'll keep going, is, what do we got here, Josh? All right, interview panel. So let me get 4 volunteers to stay up here. And who wants to stay up here to do the first interview panel? All right, Levy, Sagnick, thank you for volunteering, Josh, and Frank. All right, you all stay up here. Everyone else have a seat. All right, let's pull 4 chairs out here, please. Oh, we got 5, all right. No, 4. That's 2. Okay. All right, these 4 folks are presenting a press conference, and we are hearing this press conference. They're going to make some sort of announcement. They're going to explain it to us, and then we're going to open up to questions. So first, we need to decide what they are presenting to us. Why are these 4 people holding this press conference? So we need, for this, an idea from the audience. Vanessa.
A new women's foot line like shoes created by Rutgers.
Okay, so we have a new woman's foot line created by Rutgers Business School. All right, and so you all are going to explain this, tell us a little bit about who you are, maybe each of your roles in this, and then we're going to open it up to questions about this new woman's foot line created by Rutgers Business School. Make sense? All right. I'll have a seat, and whenever you're ready to start.
Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Sagnik. I am the VP of this new startup called Rutgers Footwear, in which my role is basically the product development and launching the product, and as well as talking with venture capitalists such that we get venture capital money and also, if possible, to take it to the IPO. The part of the reason why we are today interested in this women's footwear is because women are complaining that they don't have anything special, while I think Rutgers Business School sees a big opportunity out here to create jobs around Newark, as well as create something that can attract a lot of market share, as well as attract a lot of attention towards Rutgers Business School entrepreneurship. I'll pass the next round of conference to Mr. Frank.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Frank. I'm the VP of our products quality control sessions of the Rutgers women footwear department. Okay. And as Anita has just talked about these new products, my main task is to make sure the qualities for this product is well tested and they are well designed and made to our students, okay, and also our staff. So if you have any questions about the product qualities, you can ask me.
My name is Josh, and I am the Vice President of Marketing. And I think I can say it's pretty obvious that we know about women's shoes and what women want in shoes. But just to be sure, we've done a hefty amount of market research, and we believe we have a series of designs that are really what women want to be wearing. And so we have a great deal of confidence that when our line is introduced, it will sell very, very well across many channels.
Okay, hi everybody, I'm Levi. I'm the VP of Sales. Just to build on more specific on what Josh mentioned, we're going to be carrying 3 lines. The first line is sportswear, the second line is casual wear, and the third line is formal wear. Our channels of distribution are going to be retargeting mainly college students. So we're going to have our trial launch here in Rutgers, Newark, and New Brunswick, and we're going to get a lot of our feedback from the female students. And once we've properly defined how we're going to do the sales, we're going to go out and spread out to other universities in the United States.
All right, some questions?
Yes.
So who are your competitors at this point? Maybe it's more relevant to the marketing director.
Well, I mean, we're going to enter at some lower price points initially and try and capture market share in that way as a low-cost competitor. So initially, some of the more discount chain places, I'm not sure that we know exactly which brands we're going to be attacking just yet, but that is going to be our approach generally.
What measures have been taken to ensure that these shoes are comfortable in your design implementation?
Yeah, I have been able to, as the VP of R&D as well as product development, I have ensured that we have the top scientists, and we are in our corporation. Sometimes we might not have the money to hire too many scientists, but we are well partnered with the Rutgers Mechanical Engineering Department and Fashion Design Department, and we are doing a good. They are well ranked departments, as well as we have partnerships also with Europe R&Ds, especially Italy, and we are also getting some funding from Armani and Nike, so they are also helping us in getting the best quality shoes.
I know when you were collecting the marketing on Rutgers Business School campus, you had all sorts of sexual harassment allegations. What have you done to improve the company, or improve the image of the company, and to ensure women that you can fill their needs without being too intrusive?
Well, we had a 5th board member who you'll notice he has been let go for things happening in the allegations that you're describing, but that is still being litigated, and we're not really free to discuss it at this time.
All right, any last question? We're good at it. Jack.
So how many designs do you propose that you're gonna market or make?
We have, as Levi mentioned, we have right now 3 designs, and based on how the customer reacts, and while we are, because it's a new product, we are going to take continuous customer feedback, and based on their feedback, we are going to see whether we are going to launch different designs, or we are going to stop a design and improve that design. So that's a very good question, and I look forward to answering that 2 years from now.
Good, excellent. All right, good stuff. They made some offers, they accepted those offers, they were all on the same page, and they responded like a legitimate press conference. We believed their story, right? Right? Any comments for them? Yeah, good stuff. All right, let's get 4 more volunteers up there. It's either this or do a scene by yourself. So.
Jumping at the middle of that.
How about you 4 are a new rock and roll band. You just had your first hit single, and this is your first press conference. Kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and your plans for the future.
All right, I'm Vanessa. I am the drummer of the group. I can't say that I'm surprised that we have reached this pinnacle. I'm very proud of our group, but I know that my drumming had a lot to do with that. I am very talented. I went to Juilliard and studied music. And then I met these guys, and it seemed like a good idea at the time. So I'm glad that it worked out.
I'm Priya Kaur, and I'm the coordinator of this group. And so I have a business degree as well as a music degree, and I really enjoy being in this group and working together with all these great musicians.
I'm Young, I'm the keyboard player and also the composer. What I'm trying to do is kind of bring the Eastern culture into the West rock and roll, so we're kind of making a fusion type of music style and make us very unique and stand out in the crowd, I guess.
All right, I'm Slash. I'm the guitarist. This group was pretty mediocre before they met me last year, and it's been just going up since then. Nice to meet you.
All right, questions? Sure.
So who's the singer?
We all sing, but I mean, I obviously, even from the background, hold the group down pretty well.
In the background, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure you have a question.
Yeah, I have a question. There's rumors going around on Gorka that
when you guys were younger, you guys got in a fight and you wanted to split up?
Well, rumor actually. I mean, we as a group, we get along pretty well, and being a coordinator of the group, I can talk about the group. We have been a pretty, I mean, we do have differences of opinion, and that is something I feel is also the basis of creativity and innovation.
But there were pictures of you kissing her boyfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a different opinion as to why we were fighting. I don't know, I feel like we're artists. We have our own ways of doing things. I mean, she's our coordinator. She's also my cousin, so I can't really fire her. So, yeah, I mean, we just have to make it work. As an artist, you know, you have your own way of doing things, and then you have family members who come along, so you make it work for the good of the music. You're welcome.
Yeah, and you know, the Spice Girls, they fight anyway. Right?
Yeah, that's what makes the music good.
Yeah, it was obviously Photoshop because she and I grew up in the West Indies, so, you know, everything was airy where we were.
So Slash, is there any truth to the rumors you're going to go out on your own and be a solo artist?
Well, I'm currently in talks right now to pursue maybe one solo album, but we shall remain a unit for, you know, as long as possible.
Yeah, she'll be back. We're confident that we will, even moving forward, despite her solo project, we'll be able to move forward and, you know, make good music together.
I promise them as I succeed, I'll bring them along as well.
Yeah. Vanessa, you've heard the recent comments from that Murdoch guy that said if Slash leaves the group, they're going to be nothing. Would you agree with that?
I obviously disagree. I think we all bring unique perspectives to the group. Again, you know, Slash is free to do whatever she wants to do, but at the end of the day, it's us together that makes us, in all of our dysfunctional dynamics, that makes us make beautiful music. So I think we'll be around for a long time. We'll see. Dang, Slash, the troublemaker.
All right, any more questions? Good. All right. Excellent. Comments for that team? Were they doing something good offering? Were they doing something accepting? Was there a good story?
Where do you have all these weird ideas from?
Yeah, I think they stayed on the same page.
Yeah.
Right? They presented an interesting story.
It's not a story, but story nonetheless.
Fantastic. All right, let's do. So let's keep going. We'll maybe finish up. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think maybe like 25 minutes left of stuff. Do you want to keep going through, or do you want to take a quick break, or?
Keep going.
Keep going?
25 minutes, keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. All right, so let's do one more group panel. Let's get 4 more up there. If you haven't done a group thing, go up there now. When did you do? Did you guys do? All right, perfect. And bring those feet forward a little bit here. Let's like kind of back up against the wall. Yeah, there we go.
I think they shifted back as we questioned them.
Okay. All right, so what is this group and what are they announcing? We need a suggestion from the audience.
How about they are a food company with a lot of recent, let's say the Chipotle.
Oh,
Yeah, the Chipotle with the E. coli.
okay, this is Chipotle. Okay, good, Chipotle, and you're holding a press conference in light of recent events. Does everyone know what happened with Chipotle?
Genetic modified ingredients.
They do have genetically modified ingredients, but they have recently had an outbreak of E. coli cases of people who have eaten at their store and gotten sick. So,
So they shut down their
shut
restaurants.
down.
Walmart
Yeah.
restaurants, they let's say then have a new business plan.
Okay, well, it's okay, so we'll just say you are a restaurant, you could be Chipotle if you want, but you've had a rash of people getting sick after eating at your restaurant.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are the representatives from X, Y, and Z generic fast food chain. My name is Johnny Wong. I'm the VP / imperator of PR, and we are very well shocked and very sorry to be in this situation. Our company is doing everything we can to alleviate the pain and suffering of all of our consumers who have been affected by this outbreak of E. coli and AIDS. Our experts and medical teams are doing everything they can to install a quarantine of our products, and we'd like to open up this.
Questions? All right, let's open it up for questions.
Open up for questions. Yeah.
I heard there's a complaint that some of the employees pick up the chicken on the floor and they throw back in the container. Like, is there a procedure in place to correct this practice and respond on the event?
Sorry.
Any response for this complaint, and do you have any correction for this?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what happened. Someone.
Some of your employees pick up the chicken ball on the ground and throw back into
the product, into the packaging. Yes, well,
yeah, I think that's not happening in our restaurant. That's a rumor, and we have a whole chain in our health control department, and in this case, this happens only because our department didn't suspect our suppliers, and one of the suppliers gave us something not have been detected before we bring to the table. So that's the reason. So from this case, we will take care of all the influencers, and we also give some more care about our suppliers.
And I'd like to just add that we strongly condemn the lowbrow behaviors of these tabloid newspapers. We're deeply displeased and disappointed that they would resort to such tactics of spreading vicious rumors. And I'd like to say we reserve the right to press charges if it comes to that.
Our school had a field trip there approximately 6 months ago, and half of the students got sick, so can we get our money back?
Can you get your money back? First, I think it's a you mean it happened in 6 months ago?
Yes, after eating at Chipotle.
But we're not Chipotle.
After eating at XYZ Chipotle.
I think we are discuss this problem with our financial person, and then after discussion we will give back more information.
So you don't care of our pain and suffering?
No, I think after this case, we have a lot of complaints about our restaurant, and a lot of loyal customers call us to see if they have some maybe issues from eating in our restaurant, like you yourself. And in your case, I think we can discuss a little bit after this meeting, and we will give you a feedback.
Thank you.
And I'd like to just add that despite the huge problems that we're having now with regard to the quality issues for our food ingredients, the problems doesn't mean we. Let's put it this way. With all due respect to your plight. It doesn't mean the situation doesn't warrant a careful and, scientific approach. We're still going to continue in our endeavors to investigate the root causes of all the incidents that have occurred or incidents that allegedly have occurred due to our quality issues. But please do not mistake this response for insensitivity. We are still deeply concerned about the health of our health of our consumers in a deep, concerned kind of way. So we're still going to continue in our efforts to fully investigate where the problem may have arisen, and we'll give you a more satisfactory and more scientific response in due time.
Also, I think that we're in the food safety realm. We are retraining all employees to ensure that they don't take off chicken off the floor or anything like that.
But I have actually seen reports where they had video clippings from your kitchen showing that your employees are picking up chicken from the floor. And as Mr. Justin said, those are false allegations. I mean, well, how would you defend yourself on that?
I think it was an isolated incident because after that, the video came out. We
even if it were true, it was an isolated incident. Which
we offered to close our stores one day, and we retrained everybody through video conference, and then also had inspectors there to ensure that they're following food safety practices. So I think that it will no longer happen anymore.
Assuming it happened in the first place. Again, this is not an effort on our part to shift blames. We are just trying to approach the matter with a scientific, with a calm and impartial mind, because obviously if since there are allegations of employees picking up ingredients off the floor and throwing it back into the oven or stove or whatever they use, we're taking it very seriously, and that's why investigations have to go before everything. Yes.
Yeah, you keep saying you're investigating, you're approaching with a calm, serious mind, but it's been 1.5 years since this allegation came out. Why is it taking so long?
Okay, next question. Well, obviously, we can't, investigations is something that takes a lot of evidence, a lot of, checks. You can't simply put a timeline, a deadline on it and expect there to be, conclusive results, because if you put a specific deadline, then there's bound to be situations where some evidence, some fact gathering is rushed, and that really, let's just put it this way, it messes with the quality of the research or investigation. So while your suggestion, while you're bringing up the question of the timeline is, the point is very well been taken. We think ultimately we're interested in the accuracy of the investigation as opposed to the compound result.
And last question then.
This question is for Eric. What about the fact that you're the person in charge of quality control at the time of this incident, and that the only reason why you kept your job is because your uncle is the CEO?
No, first I'd like to our company is a family company, and a lot of our relatives work in this company. And it's not only because my uncle had become the manager of this department, but I got my degree in the University of Health Control, and I also work in this company more than 20 years. So I got experience in this kind of field. And in this case, I think we are sorry about what happened, and we are sad about what and we can promise is that we will continue to be better in the next step.
All right, good job. Stay up there for a minute. Just any comments for this group?
I think they had the hardest time. Like the scenario was the hardest.
The hardest challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Janin handled a lot of it. He did a lot of talking. I feel like he could have passed it off because I noticed you started struggling, and maybe when you were struggling with those hard questions, it's tempting to just keep talking, but you've got to remember you've got a whole team there. You say, all right, well, I know someone who's an expert on that. And she's sitting right next to me. Any other thoughts? All right, yeah, they're on the same page. There was no contradicted offers. They're accepting what each other were saying. All right, fantastic. Let's move on to the next exercise. I've got something exciting queued up for you. This is, I'm going to have a couple people come up here and do a PowerPoint presentation, and I have got the slides all ready for you. So I'll have the clicker. I'll get maybe 2 people come up here. You'll take a look at the slides. Tell us what's going on. Tell us who you are. Tell us why you're making a presentation. You'll click through the slides and try to be consistent with the slides. Does that make sense? All right. Let's see. Let's have Levy and Yang. What do you say? Okay, so Levy and Yang are going to make a presentation. The clicker's right there, and take us through this.
What's the Regis place as?
You tell us.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming to our presentation today. We are, as you know, a car recovery company, and we've come out with some breakthrough technology, and we're here pitching our idea to you, and you guys are going to be very excited with what we have to offer, and you guys will be putting out your checkbooks at the end of this presentation, begging to write us checks. Okay, I am Wolfgang.
And I'm Simon Sticky Finger Smith.
Okay, the reason why she has the nickname Sticky Fingers is because
I stick on money. I grab money in, so that's my nickname.
there we go. So she's really the brains behind what we're presenting to you guys today. Our company motto is cars, not people. Now what does that mean? Companies today always have their focus on people, which is really, really great business sense. People like to be treated as people. However, there's one item that people own that they consider an extension of themselves. They consider this the way they present their social status. They spend many, many hours in this object. This is obviously their car. There is a huge importance and value that people place on their car. They place it as an extension of themselves. Now, in our company, we are I lost the word. We are committed to helping people retain their cars no matter what happens. Sticky Fingers, I'm going to pass the next slide on to you.
Okay, next slide.
Wolfgang.
Thanks, Wolfgang. I'm sorry.
Come here.
All right. So, sorry. So this is our business model. As you can see here, we have a big river and we have a crash. Obviously, some car already lost in the river, and that's our business model. If you have an accident happen, we're gonna be the reliable source. You're gonna call, and we'll make sure to retrieve your cars from the river or the pond. And we have the equipment and expertise that nobody else has. So we can get your cars back on the ground in the whole pack. It's like you will never miss a piece. That's our competitive advantage. We have the special technology. So as you can see, this is an example. Very successful, actually. This is, let's see, maybe Toyota. We have a report calling, we have a customer calling us that they were driving down the road in the middle of the night and they got some night glare that lost their vision and ran into the river. Fortunately, the family member already all survived, but they have so much attachment to their car. It has been with them for 10 years. So they, of course, want to pick the best in the industry to solve this issue, and they called us, and that's how their family car is recovered. And obviously, that's our equipment right there. You can see it's the water class of long cranes. It can reach over down the river. And like our water now. And there's a really good story behind this, and Wolfgang will explain this.
Okay, this is actually interesting. In this case, we actually, our main truck was out of commission, unfortunately. We had to send in our reserve truck. So, unfortunately, the technician on the reserve truck is a lot smaller than our general truck. He wasn't actually trained. But so unfortunately that incident did happen. What ended up happening, just because you're curious with the driver, is actually he actually turned out all fine. So I'm glad you guys are concerned about him. But really, he turned out fine. What plays out next may be shocking to you. What actually happened is we actually called, because our truck was out of commission. Well, there it is. It fell in, unfortunately. We called in our competitor. Okay? So our competitor comes, you can see their truck. This is actually not the truck we have, but he has got a strong arm that actually is going to secure the truck. It's going to have to lift out the truck and the car at the same time. Now, what's interesting about this is, and this is what I want you guys to focus on. This is our competition, okay? This is their high level of competition that they have. So this is their the tools that they use, and unfortunately in this case, I mean, we have it in business, but you know, sometimes that's what happens. Here you can see just a close shot of the truck pulling out the car. And here he is pulling out our unfortunate truck, which went to the junkyard. Not sure why the photographer put this one in, but that's the competition. That's what I said. Pay attention. That's what they have. That's the best tools that they have at their disposal. We called them, they knew specifically what the situation was. We told them we had a truck inside, and that's them. Okay? So, just so you could see what's going on in the story. So, here we're going to talk about some investments.
So that's why here we come to present you this best investment opportunity. You see, we clean out all the competitive skill. Our investors already lost our competitors already lost their club. And we also clean out. So it's an open space right now. Everybody who step into this market will be the winner. So we want to take the first move advantage here. We need some investment, we need cash, and if we want to be the top in these.
Hey, Scott, come here. Okay, so
Okay, I'm sorry.
our two investments. Do you want to take this?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
continue.
you have.
So that's why if we want to be the first, we want to make sure we have the best equipment. That's why we want not only cash, but a lot of cash, because we want the best equipment in this industry, and not make sure we have the first mover advantage, but have enough for investors behind us, for competitors behind us. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, I'm very happy to answer.
Any questions? Good job. Good job. Could you see the end of the slides there, then?
No, I've seen it as a kid.
Oh, you saw that before?
And yeah, I was trying to play it because the one that I saw, second track falls in and then the third track comes to get that one out. and then I wanted to play that in.
Okay.
So it wasn't really a problem.
Okay.
But I didn't have it, then came up with the investments I'm not going
Okay. Yeah. So we had the exciting dynamic change. Remember how fully Yang had invested into the initial slide of this is our model, and then she sees the car fall into and then she has to improv. She has to be spontaneous. And she does. But Levi, you've seen it? You've seen those slides before somewhere?
Yeah, let's pick that.
Okay, awesome. First time someone I've done this for has actually seen the slides. So he came up with a plan. I mean, it wasn't as exciting for me to watch because I'm like, oh, he somehow knows for some reason. So I don't get to see a spontaneous, sincere reaction. But, they kept the presentation going. They didn't contradict anything each other said. They offered, they accepted. We were entertained watching how they were going to create this story into getting us to invest cash or lots of cash. Get any comments? All right, let's do one more PowerPoint slide. If I can get 2 volunteers for, I guess, the last exercise in your communications class.
Wow.
Yeah. Who wants to have it? Yes. All right. John name. There's one. All right. We have one more slot. Who has the final say in communications? All right, I'll let you think for a minute.
You want me to go?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. Let's do this one. Let's do, there we go. All right. Let's do this company.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is. We are representatives from Servion Video Surveillance Company. My name is John Ling, and this here is Zagnik. Today we're going to introduce to you our exciting and groundbreaking line of products cameras. We have a complete lineup of okay. We have we'd like to draw your attention to our 1 million, 2 million, 5 million full line and all form factors. These all represents the different grades of our products, specifically intended to cater to your demanding needs. These are industrial grade designs and carry a 3-year warranty, which goes to show how confident we are in our products. And last but not least, we offer a full line of world-leading 3M real-time and HDR cameras. And the next slide, I'd like to pass it to Saket, who's going to talk about our past successful projects in the realm of video surveillance.
Yes, as my colleague just mentioned, our product is cutting edge, and you can see that from our successful projects. We have done it in Taipei City and Shan City.
Kaohsiung.
Yeah, Kashan City. You see the pictures out here? I mean, how can you not love the camera? They're so gorgeous.
We have a very long and prosperous partnership with the Russian Federation, specifically with the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He is one of our first generous investors. He apparently had a dash, that's one. But we think that's why we, it's a sign of appreciation, token of our friendship with Mr. Putin.
Yeah.
We have recently asked him to become the spokesperson of our company. Unfortunately, he can't join us today on an important station. But we really think the affable nature and the wide popularity of Mr. Putin could really bring a softer image of our company. And our, Sagnik is going to talk a little bit more about what our ambitions are, what our company is really going to do in the near future.
So yeah, I was with a meeting with Putin last week as I came back from Russia. So the reason Putin is interested in the camera is because right now Russia is depending all on oil and gas, 60% GDP, and now Russia needs some kind of technology to make their country go better. And our camera can, take Russia out of the economic recession. And this is his vision. The cameras can operate all around and see the whole world, what the business is going on. Just see, this is actually the Red Square in Moscow, where they have all the defense products, Russia, and they are going to monitor the whole world through our cameras. And then they are going to also sell these cameras with their defense products.
Right.
And also, me and Putin, when we were talking about it, we wanted to make sure that we are in line with the world's green technology. We want to make sure that when we are doing something in business, we are not polluting the world. We want to have lead-free cameras, cameras that are environmentally friendly. So we also ensure that our R&D ensures go green slow. And I now
right. As a part of our effort to further our goal of one world, one camera, a globalist singular under a globalist singular government, we have solicited the help of well-known celebrity Justin Bieber. He has been doing some very critical work for us, specifically in the area of lobbying to apply for the further government funding and support from the general public. Next slide, please.
So we, as a result of all of this, we today invite you as investors and customers or suppliers, partner with us. If you have something that offers us high quality supplier, we want to talk with you. If you are interested in investing and getting high returns back and also low risk returns, partner with us. We are, in order to ensure we are trustworthy. As you see, Russian government is partnering with us and they see that our camera can take Russia out of the economy. So we are obviously trustworthy. We give 10 plus years proven partnership track record with our trust of camera. And we offer different kind of products. So customers come, if you have a B2B, we are a B2B business, not two. If you need cameras for your construction projects, if you need cameras for your cars, come to us. And we are all certified. We have the best quality team with us. We have ISO 9001. And so join today, visit our website. If you have any further questions, we look forward to answering them. Thank you for your time.
Great job. They kept it rolling. Yeah, so threw a few curveballs at them, and they handled it well. Sagnick had a very confident invest with me. Right, and they were on the same page. So I hope you had fun with this material. Hope you got some practice being spontaneous, demonstrating some flexibility, some listening skills, teamwork skills, working together. You can't do the scene by yourself, just like you can't run a business by yourself, you can't run a meeting by yourself. I hope you saw some examples of hearing someone else's idea and how that created a more interesting scene, a more interesting dynamic. And you can take that to a business setting. You can take that to your next business meeting and say, all right, let me listen to this idea, take it somewhere, and it's going to go somewhere ultimately funny, ultimately entertaining. I guess not necessarily funny and entertaining in a business setting, but useful in a business setting. It's been a pleasure to work with you all this quarter, and I'd love to stay in touch. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you as you finish your business school career and going forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Frank, see you around. Yeah.
Those questions are really all.
I'll see you around. I'll see you. You'll have a seat. Welcome to the class.
I didn't get it. Maybe the question. No, she was just. What she said was that she would go to her other class. If they have the same situation, she would look at it. I don't know. Like we might get another point back or something. You know, but it's just like. There was questions where a majority of people got it wrong, and she's just like, that's just the way it is. You know, that's the test.
Craft presentations, you might say, great job.
Usually, I don't know, you know, if that's, I don't know who told her to do it that way. Like, I literally. Yeah, I really.
By starting with the perspective. That's the second one.
I guess she said people did well, and that was like another question, was just like, how can we do so badly on the test if you, like, it was just like, we all did well on the, you know, we understand the concept, because you're like tricking us up. She, the final, like the compromise was that she's reorganizing the last couple of things, so like, the last assignment, which is like a case or whatever, and then the test is going to be by itself, and then she's still doing it. And, you know, one of the options, we were talking about different options, and everything was just like, well, I can't punish people who did well. It's just like, there's no punishing them, they already did well. Yeah, it's like,